Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming Landscape Podcast. This is the podcast that will teach you everything about the gaming news that you need to know about. And as always, I have my co-host with me, Albion.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Finally back after a little bit of a longer week, I would say, due to scheduling.
Yeah, I mean, I have been on a vacation, spoiler alert, and then we also had a 2-day you could say like meeting in a company on a private island. So, I guess most people have a private island, but that's just, how it is.
Interesting flex. Thank you.
Okay, well, let that be. Well, but today we have 4 topics. Depending on the time, I might have a number 5 bonus topic, but depending on the time. So let's go directly to the first one. So it was a shock, I think, for everyone that a company came out from the shadow called Singularity 6, which is a bit odd name, Singularity 6. I don't even know what Singularity means. Do you know what that means?
Like singularity.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind, I know what it means. I just really can't properly explain it now.
Okay.
But I do have like a notion of what it is, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can always like Google that later. But yeah, Singularity 6 has announced a brand new social MMO called Palia. Palia is a massively multiplayer community simulation game set in a brand new high fantasy world with elements of open world adventure games. It's a cozy and welcoming world that they hope fans of the community of a sim genre will love for years to come. But more come is that the developers themselves have said it's a bit, a mix between Stardew Village, which is a super popular game, and also World of Warcraft. So you take like this sim game where you build a farm, and then you take a farm, a house, stuff like that, go out and crafting and gather. People probably know what Stardew Valley Village is. And then we take World of Warcraft, which is one of the most popular MMORPGs on the market, and you take those 2 games. And if you haven't seen the trailer for the game, you have to go to YouTube and search for Palia trailer, because the trailer and the graphics in this game is amazing. So, Alumio, when you saw this trailer for the first time, what was your thought about this game?
Well, I quite enjoyed the style. It was heavily stylized. And this, I think you could say, like, in a similar style to Breath of the Wild or close to it, like artistically, uh, it looked very nice, very uh, like happy, like to say, like very. It, it gave very happy vibes for it. Um, Although, of course, that was all. If I'm not wrong, that was all cinematics and not actual like proper gameplay. I don't think there was like any little hint of gameplay on it, but that the concepts that it demonstrated were very interesting. It's for sure like a different, an unusual take on the typical MMO. Uh, they are for sure trying to put themselves out there and taking a risk by being different, having a different uh, idea than the usual market.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's definitely not for the normal MMORPG players. It is. It's a mix between taking 2 different genres and mixing them and hoping to create a whole new community. It's and if we take like a little scratch, I mean, if we like go a bit into the game, because the game is basically, if you are new to this genre, it's basically the MMO. I mean, we haven't tried it yet, but the game is basically, you go into the game, you have an open world, you harvest food, you build a house, you build probably community, you probably go in adventures in some small dungeons, stuff like that. It's very friendly, casual, but it's in a very social way, and that's the focus they have. And if we take like a big, I mean, from the facts of the game, people, they already have a Discord server where they have asked the developers tons of questions, and we already have answered, well, got some questions answered, where basically they say they don't have really a server structure. They have more like you just click the play button and you're gonna be placed on a server. So they kind of handling the servers for you, and of course you can play with your friends and stuff like that. But it's more like it sounds to me like Elder Scrolls Online with this big massive server, but where everyone is getting their own little hub, and of course you can play with people as you want. And when you create your character, you're not gonna be able to choose between a male or female, as they don't. It sounds like they don't. They are not into genders. They're more like into just one gender. So you basically just choose your body type, and then they don't get into problems with people saying that there's more than two genders in the world, for example.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's like more, it's like you're fat or skinny or whatever, and then like you do your main customization through clothing. That's like probably not limited.
well, I guess you also get to choose between a flat breast and like boobs.
So I'm assuming like you're probably gonna be able to like have a beard and look like a dude and wear a dress, that type of stuff.
Yeah, and you can like have, yeah, breasts and have beard at the same time if you want to have that. So yeah, I think they're trying to say we support no matter how you look, and we're not gonna put a label on you and saying you're male or female.
Okay, yeah. To me personally, that's not like a relevant point, but I do know that for some people, it matters. Um, so
Mm.
hey, if it's there, as long as it's not like something that's quote unquote pushed down our throats or whatever, if it's there and it makes people happy, more the merrier.
Yeah, because they basically say, quote, we want people to feel they can play the person they want to play. We investing in a lot of body shapes, clothing options, hairstyles, all completely mixed and matchable. So they really, really care about you can look like the dream person of your life or something like that. Um,
And I think we jotted over a bit a little, but I think a better, like an easier comparison for what the game is for those that are not aware. I think it's basically an MMO version of the game in the style of Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley. Um, there was like Animal Crossing or something like that, like in those styles. Because I do believe that you also can like romance NPCs or whatever.
yeah. The game is full of roaming NPCs, taverns, cities. I think it's fair to say it's basically Minecraft, but an MMO, because Minecraft also has a big world, NPCs, not as
No,
advanced NPCs.
I mean like actually romancing, like this "you're my girlfriend now" type of romancing NPCs,
Uh
like having actual relationships and something.
that's true. Yeah. I saw one where they showed a picture of a NPC where they said you could. I think they said you could create a romance with her.
Yeah, I think it has that type of thing. Yeah, dungeons as well. I do believe that they mentioned they have guilds as well in that game. They're called neighborhoods. And yeah, the main core of it is the decorating and the building of your house, the farming, etc., etc. A very like I would consider it like a family MMO in all honesty,
Yeah.
as I doubt that the relationship stuff with the NPC is required. Um, I do know. I think if you want to, you can allow people to like edit your house as well, like by giving them permissions, etc. I know that in the neighborhoods, you'd like have someone else's house next to yours, blah blah blah. Um, and like the WoW part, that they do have dungeons as well. They don't have PvP, as far as I know.
Uh,
Um,
well, well, I mean, if we go back to some of the questions they answer, they actually say here that they won't have dedicated roles, so like combat roles, stuff like that. And at the moment in the game, there is no combat, but they will let us know if they add combat. But you can hunt.
okay, okay.
And I
So
I mean, the trailer is a bit misleading because three of them is like gathering up and run out in the world, and I mean, it really looks like they're going to a dungeon or something like that. Really group style. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, at the moment in the game, it doesn't have combat, but I guess that's something that would come. I mean, since they say we'll let you know.
Yeah, I suppose so. We'll see what comes out of it, because it definitely is something like I mentioned earlier, a different idea, risky. Well, I say risky for lack of a better word, but uh, they are definitely pushing forward to a different style of the typical MMO. But they also, yet again, they also said that it's not a usual server structure, and it's like a matchmaking thing or whatever it is. So, will it actually be an MMO? Like, that's my question. It's like, yeah, it has a matchmaking thing or whatever, but does the server, the place you get placed in, is it like 50 people, 100 people? Can you consider that really an MMO?
Yeah. I heard rumors about people saying also this is one of the fake MMOs where they present it like an MMO, but in the end, I mean, look at Magic Legends. They all said it was an MMO, but when it actually released, they were like, nah, it's not an MMO. it, it's
Yeah,
it's always easy to say when they announce the game, and then after the hype is dead, they're like, nah, it's not an MMO. We're just kidding.
yeah, for sure. Like with that statement that you said about from their FAQ about the server structure, it does make me think that there's a possibility for that to be the case, where it isn't actually a really proper MMO, and it's more like a lobbied thing, like a lobbied server where you probably can't create your own server, but you might
Yeah.
not have like much control of where you land in
Well,
or something.
to try to put more details on this, they actually say themselves here. You won't have to choose a server before you're allowed to make a character or anything. We'll let you go where your friends are, but play between regions may have some restrictions so we can keep our network performance up. No server selections. Hit the big play button and play with friends. Players will be able to self-organize more. You aren't tied down to a specific server. That's what they say.
Okay, so there's probably something behind it where your house gets ported over, like to the server instance that you're in somehow. Uh, that's gonna be interesting to
Yeah.
see like how it actually behaves. But my initial impression from like this information and such is that it will probably not be like an actual proper open world MMO or anything like that, but a quote unquote fake MMO, like lobbied version. Um,
Pro- pro-
yeah.
yeah, probably, but the world itself is going to be enormous, and they also compare themselves with Animal Crossing. Yeah, have you heard about that?
Uh, I know about Animal Crossing. Yeah, I don't know what the comparison, like what specific point they mentioned on that comparison.
No,
I'm assuming,
it's the comparison is more like with the crafting, the gathering, the building houses.
okay. I
Uh,
think like the main thing of Animal Crossing is the point that you can get how build more houses and get NPCs to move into them. So I'm wondering if that's like one of the things that's coming in with it.
hmm. Well, and they also answer a question about Animal Crossing because Animal Crossing Endgame is really bad when you finish the game. It's like once you like reach the end, you reach the end, and they actually say here that they're not gonna do the same mistake as as Animal Crossing. They're gonna go
Yeah.
another path where you will actually have a purpose of playing the game all the time.
Okay, that's good at least. Uh, Definitely see where this ends. In all honesty.
Yeah, but I mean, this list is like enormous long with questions they have answered, but I think it's fine to end it like here. But it's just giving an idea so people know the game.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah, we will come back to this game once we get some more details and not just a lot of questions answered on random Discord communications. But of course, all this is provided by the developers by themselves on the Discord. So quote to that. So to another topic is that well, second topic. And this game is a game that I've been playing since I remember, and it is actually the game called Battlefield. Have you played Battlefield, Alumio?
I have played like Battlefield 4 or something. I'm not a very like shooter person. I try, I have fun on them, especially like the co-op ones.
Hmm.
But when it comes to PvP, man, I just get destroyed.
Okay, okay. Well, at least you have played it.
Yeah, I've played some Battlefield 4 and I think another one. I played a lot of Battlefield Heroes, but that's like the the weird cousin from the Battlefield series.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know if you remember it.
yeah, yeah. So you played the game that, well, actually the only Battlefield they have ever cancelled.
Yeah, which I think, if I remember right, it wasn't even supposed to be like a proper game. It was like a tech demo or something that people had so much fun in it that they actually made a game out of it.
Yeah,
Like they made it into a proper game, but yeah, ultimately it died.
yeah. I think it's sad. It was fun. It was like kind of the Fortnite version of
Yeah,
Battlefield.
it was very weird.
Hmm. Well, okay. Well, back to my topic is that Battlefield, well, EA Games have, well, Electronic Arts, they have announced the next Battlefield. And of course, the developers are DICE, but I can just give some background story before we actually tell the title. So, Battlefield has normally released a new Battlefield every single year, but this time they didn't do it because they knew they were going to lose so big time to Call of Duty. Well, that's the rumors. But so what Battlefield did was they actually stopped well, not stopped the production, but they stopped the releasing every year and said, hey, we need to find out how we can do the game even better and use more time on it. So this Battlefield we're getting here is it's like a long time ago we are getting a Battlefield where they have used so much time on it. And I also heard rumors that they have picked up different companies from the EA games. You know, they're like these publishers and they have all these different game developers teams, and they have like got a lot of people in helping with the game. And it's like it really feels like this is the next big thing from them and not just the yearly game they release. But the next Battlefield is called Battlefield 2042. Well, 2042. And the fun fact here is that the game, there was actually also a Battlefield released a couple of years ago called 2142. But now it's just 2042. It's a name gimmick. Um, and you can say the enhanced thing with this game is that every Battlefield game that we have played so far is with 64 players. You play 64 players, 32 versus 32. But in this new Battlefield 2042, you actually play 128 players. Wow. Wow.
It's a lot of people.
That exactly, that's 64 people versus 64 people. That's a big bunch of people, and it's gonna be in year 2042. So it's gonna have some high tech. We see in the trailer that people are using those dog robots we already have seen today, but a bit more advanced. Um, we see some places that is a bit familiar. We see some places very techy. So in all, I think the game looks pretty great. And one of the things that I think lacked from the other Battlefield game was that they didn't really have good skins. They didn't have a good skin store and stuff like that. But already now they're teasing insane skins to the game. So it really feels like they have been sitting down 3 years now, probably in stealth mode, and really watched what everyone else did. And now they're releasing a blast. So I know, Illumio, that you are not so entitled with PvP shooting games, but is this something you could actually think about trying? One, I mean, since the game is with 128 players.
I mean, I could definitely potentially try it. I don't think I'll be running towards it, like super hyped to give it a go and etc. and such, but I can consider it giving it a try.
Hmm.
It will definitely, like, if some friends or something pick it up and have some fun with it, then I can see myself maybe. Um, if not, then I wouldn't really touch it just by myself. I would need people to be playing it with me. I think my first, not my first, my longest um, FPS, like competitive FPS that I played was Rainbow Six Siege, and for like 800 hours or something, and that was all due to having people pulling me in to play with them, like several friends, and I would play with them.
Hmm.
So if that doesn't happen with this Battlefield, then I'll most likely not touch it at all. But if it does pick up, then yeah, maybe I'll be hopping into it.
Okay. Well, okay. That's a fair thought. And of course, because I am a big Battlefield fan, I am gonna buy it no matter what. I'm not gonna pre-order it a lot of days before. I'm gonna pre-order it like on the 14th. Well, actually, if I start talking about that, the game is announced to release on October 22, and it is first time you can buy the game on actually free platforms on the same time. You can buy the game, pre-order it right now on Origin. You can play it on Origin Play Plus, I think it called, or Play Premium. It's like a new play function they have. And then you can buy it on Epic Games and on even Steam. And I know Steam is gonna be a blast for everyone because everyone really wants to play games on Steam, and now you can pre-order the new Battlefield on Steam from already now. And if you buy the small package, you can play the game on the 22 October. But if you buy the medium or the big package, you can play the game from the 15 October. So people with more money, they get to play the game a couple days before. Myself, I'm not a big fan of that, but that's how it is. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, not really much of a strong opinion on it, to be honest. It's like uh, an area of the gaming market that I don't typically move into.
Hmm. No, I mean, uh, since it's a shooter game, I guess people really like, okay, who cares? But if it was an MMO where you actually like, could start
Yeah, no,
leveling, that would be so bad.
that I agree. Yeah. Um, I can see the point of like getting used to the maps or whatever, or like if they do some gun unlocks behind levels. I guess I can see that, but in all honesty, it's not that impactful because it's not like an arena shooter with like a ranking or something. It's Battlefield. It's like you're versus like 100 other people or whatever at the same time every match. It's more for the experience of large scale fighting, large scale war,
Hmm.
and the actual competitiveness of it.
Yeah.
I may be wrong. Like I'm sure there's like some teams that play competitively somehow or however it's done, but for the majority of people, I don't think they would really care if some can
No, no,
play
no, no.
sooner.
No, I think you're right. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this one was just for all the people. If you are like super hyped about a new Battlefield game, here you go. You can go now again on Steam, Epic Games, Origin, pre-ordered it already now. And of course, it's a AAA game, so it's the standard big prices for the big games. So it's expensive, but it's probably also gonna be worth it, probably. So the third topic we're gonna talk about is and I'm also just kind of warning everyone. It's a topic that I'm not strong on. It's a game that I've been avoiding a bit, but since it released today, like an hour ago or something like that, it's still worth mentioning. So maybe some of you listening will be like, "Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this game. Thanks for letting me know." But a game called Phantasy Star Online 2 have got a, like, you can say, a new expansion. Well, not expansion. It's more like a upgraded version where the graphics looks better and some enhanced stuff. It's called New Genesis. So Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis is a new, you can say, MMO. I'm not even sure if it's an MMORPG, but it's a new MMO. Let's call it that, a new MMORPG. And it released on today. You can download on actually a lot of different platforms like Steam, Microsoft Store, and so on. So if you have been anticipating and waiting for the new Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, it's out now. You can go download it on Steam, totally free. Play the hell of the out of the game and try it out. But it has a lot of things inside it where you can like buy like stuff, cosmetics, stuff like that. But it's free to play, so you can go pick it out now. So if you need a new MMO and you just really like to play something, go download it. I mean, it's just like free knowledge from us. So Alumio, do you have like a strong opinion about this new Fantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis?
All honesty, I haven't looked at it. Yeah, I've played. I've attempted to play the first one like 4 or 5 times. Always I get it never manages to stick to me. Like there's something about it. I like the theme. I like I don't. I'm okay with like the looks of it of the first one because well, it's old if I'm not wrong, and even then I'm not really that bothered by how it looks. Uh, I can deal with the convoluted menus, or at least to me they were convoluted. But I don't know. I just there's something with the combat that doesn't click to me,
Hmm.
and it's not so much with the fluidity, but it's more with the weird kits of characters. I call them weird, but to me personally, they feel weird. There's something quite like wrong with it that I can't really put my finger on it. But I know that a lot of people like them and enjoy it. There's just something there that doesn't quite click for me,
Hmm.
and I could never put my finger on what it was. And so far, from my understanding, this new one isn't like groundbreaking different.
No.
Uh, it's like a visual upgrade, whatever. Probably a bunch more systems that got upgraded and such, but I'm not so sure if the core combat, my core issue, the with how the characters' kits are and how they function. Um, yeah, I don't think that's been addressed from the little that I know, but if it if it has been addressed, then maybe I can give it another shot, but I'm not very hopeful of any change.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking about just downloading it, trying it out, make a first impression video. It's also so people on my YouTube can see how the game is. So just out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay.
It's definitely worth at least attempting it once or twice just to see how it actually hits, how it clicks.
Yeah.
Because just looking at it and experiencing it, experimenting with it, playing it, are like somewhat different. Yeah, you can make a decent um, opinion, a decent judgment from just looking at gameplay. But there will always be the missing link, the missing piece of actually experiencing it by yourself that could, in some cases, change the judgment about the game.
Hmm.
But you can for sure build a decent standing on just looking without ever touching it.
Yeah. 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 So I better try it out so I can like give my honest opinion about it instead of like just talking about it. Okay. But yeah, but everyone again, it was just like a reminder that you can download Fantasy Star Online to Neo Genesis now. And probably for the next episode I will at least, maybe Lumi also, we would have tried out the game and see what we probably think about it and, maybe do like a short review. Who knows? If we have the time for it. So for the fourth topic, we have a topic we have talked about it before, but now today, finally, Albion Online has been released on mobile. And with the mobile release, they actually also released a new trailer, which is a bit cringe, fun, awkward, but still pretty fun with people like walking around in different shops in the world and like with their big PCs in a in a shopping cart so they can play PC and Albion wherever they are in the world. And of course, the point of the video is that you can now play Albion on your mobile. and then of course they walk around in shopping markets with mobiles instead. Pretty fun trailer actually. If anyone else haven't seen it, you should definitely go and watch it since it's a bit humor. It's actually fun. But if you want to play a full MMORPG game now, you can, of course, I recommend you playing Albion Online on your PC, which is actually a pretty fun game. But now you can also on travel or on vacation. I mean, if you have to go 2 weeks vacation with your family this summer and you're like, oh, god damn it, man, I recommend you download Albion because it can really be nice in laying in the sun, killing some people in Albion Online, doing some dungeons grind, like stuff like that. So I would just personally highlight that it's really a fun game, and I think you can have a ton of fun on your mobile. But on the mobile, it's not where you're gonna be serious or like trying to competitive with people, like being on the world best in the world. That's on your PC, where you play the best way. But on mobile, it's more like the filler, where you can go up in level, so you get stronger when you get back to your PC. So Lumio, are you gonna download Albion on mobile?
Nah, I don't think the mobile version is gonna be what brings me back into the game. Especially since my main issue was server issues and not being able to properly play due to lag. Since due to the unified server, uh, in all honesty, I don't think this is the mobile client is going to be a big boom in the terms of new players, but more so of allowing already existing players to be online more often and do like some more non-combat tasks. So like gathering or managing something or whatever, some admin tasks on the mobile client more than like anything. I I can be I'm sure I can be wrong completely. Like it could bring a massive amount of people from the mobile market into the game, but personally, I don't see that happening. Just because the mobile market is quite different from the the PC side. Um, so the actual people that only play mobile games, they're not. I don't think Albion would be something that
Hmm.
would click for them, or that they would for sure try. I don't think they would stick with it, especially due to the crossplay, where they would just get destroyed. Uh, Maybe some people just stick to like the safe zones and can play a bit like that. Personally, I don't see it. I just think I consider it more of an admin tool for people that already play
Hmm.
the game on PC, and not much more than that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's a fair opinion, and I think many MMO players are having the same opinion like you. That it's not gonna make them come back, because many MMO players they are playing on PCs. But uh, I think the game will help. I think it will help people to actually get the game, because I have seen on Twitter many people is saying they want it to iOS, because I think many people only have phones. In not in Europe, but outside Europe, there's a lot of people who doesn't have PCs and they have phones. So I think it's gonna invite them in so they can play the game. Uh, but I am a bit curious about if the game can compete with, for example, right now the number 6 most popular game on RPG or MMO games on Android right now is called Guardians of Claudia, which is a game I play very actually quite frequently. But it's one of those games where you click on your quest and then your character begins to automatically do the quest, and then you can look on your phone a couple of times and see how your character gets stronger. And Albion is not that way on mobile. It's more like you have to really sit, look at your phone, play, and whenever you get your hands off the phone, your character is not going to do anything. And that's also going to be a change because most people who play MMOs on phone, they are used to play games where your character does stuff automatically, which is not the situation in Albion. So I also think that's gonna maybe disappoint some people if they used to play, if you get me, mobile dedicated MMO players, but have never tried Albion before, and then they
Yeah,
download it and they're like, "What the hell is the autoplay button?"
it's like quite active compared to the typical mobile MMO.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and again, like the big factor of the crossplay as, oh, I can fight other people, cool, cool, and then they just get destroyed because, well, the PC players are going to have a lot better control uh, and knowledge, more than likely, of the game
Mm,
than new people brought into the game and playing on mobile. Um, but yeah, maybe there are some people that will stick to the game and will play like PvE. It's like only on the safe zones and something. I think it will be a very small minority. I don't think there will be many people that will do that because, well, you're missing out on a lot of the game if you're a safe zone player only.
mm.
Uh, but yeah, it's an admin tool more than anything, in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna use it, I'm probably gonna use it, but because I've been thinking about going back to Albion again. But if I use it, it will be for the yellow zones, doing green dungeons. Just farming. Um, yeah, I should say safe farming. Yeah, okay. But I mean, it was just for everyone out there. If you want to try Albion Online on your mobile, it's out now on Android and iOS. So go ahead, download it, try it out. Let us know in the comments if you're on YouTube, and yeah, let us know what you think about the game. So since we still have a bit time back, we're going to our bonus topic, which is the fifth topic. And Alumio, I'm not sure if this is actually a topic you're interested in, but no matter what, I'm going to throw it at you. And it's we are actually going to talk about Fortnite. Is
Okay.
is this a game you played?
I got a sad story with Fortnite, in all honesty. Um, I loved the PvE, the original Fortnite. I loved it. I backed it. Like, not the highest like package. I think the highest one was like £100 or something like that. But like the one below that, I backed that one. That would only give you like one of the legendary characters and not all four. Uh, but yeah, that's irrelevant to the point. But I backed that. I played it a lot. I loved it. It was like halfway finished. It was missing like half of the game. Uh, it had a crappy monetization system with like loot boxes for you to get like better weapons to be able to like do the higher difficulties. And the battle royale craze like started soon after, and they decided to do the PvP mode, and they released it, and it blew up, and then the PvE mode just sort of died. Like they kept supporting it, sure, but it did not have the same level of support and commitment to it
Hmm.
because, well, they don't need it anymore. So I do feel a little bit robbed on this in the sense of it.
Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, on the PvP side, I did try it. Rarely play it every now and then, like more with the fiance because she does play it on Switch and she likes it. So when she plays it, I do like a few rounds with her. Um, I suck. I very bad at it. Like, again, FPSs. I don't know how to build in the PvP mode because it's too frantic. Um,
What do you play on when you play with her?
I play on PC. We just play cross. I do perform better because I'm playing with her. Not only because it's cross-platform, but because they do put like bots in or something. So it does feel good to play. Like you do get like quite a few kills even if you're not good.
Hmm.
Which I guess I could see the argument on both sides of that's not good that they put bots in, uh, because well,
Well,
they're needing to fill in the lobby with bots or whatever. But on the other side, I also understand it, and I kind of agree with the addition of them because it does keep people playing more often because there's less frustration caused by it if you're playing like for fun, like if you're a fun player, not like a hardcore try hard ranked player. But for the massive average, the massive like amount of people, I think it does make keeps them playing more, less frustration.
yeah, and if I heard the algorithm correctly, they also add more bots to players where they have a low, kill and death rate
Yeah, for
ratio.
like yeah,
So for example, for you and your fiance, it's probably you probably. I mean, that I heard about it. It's probably like 30 bots in each of your games, and if you get up like a play really pro with like 10 kills every match, you probably gotta meet less bots.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's a good approach in all honesty.
Yeah, and I trust me. After they added bots, me and my friends we had so much more fun because, and the fun thing is you can't really see which one is. I mean, sometimes of course you see it's a bot because
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
get close to a wall and they are in combat with you, they just like automatically attack the wall. um, but sometimes you actually don't know. Sometimes like okay, I might have killed a person,
yeah.
um, but it just makes the game a bit more fun.
I definitely agree. It does. It's a good business decision, and it does remove some frustration uh, from the players, from like the average player that's not anything super skilled.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you want people to play. You want players to stick around, play, buy their like the constant rotating shop that they have. That I really hate that the system because
Mm,
just they have a massive clog of cosmetics by this point, and it's constantly rotating every day, and it's just fear of missing out constantly. So it can get out of hand, like with buying skins if you don't really have the self control.
mm.
Um, but yeah,
Oh
other
yeah,
than
yeah.
that, the actual in-game business decision for like majority for casuals, I think it's really good.
Yeah, trust me, I have used so much money in that game. It's unbelievable how much money I've used. But okay, but now some people are probably thinking, why are we actually talking about Fortnite right now? And that is because today, the day, we have received a new season in Fortnite. And as we all probably know, is that Fortnite, every time they release a new season, it's not just like PUBG where they add a new weapon or some small things or maybe a little map. So, like every time PUBG releases a new season, it's for me, it's like meh. But every time Fortnite releases a new season, it's a new battle pass with so many new skins. It has new things to do in the game. It feels like a new game every time. And this time, the season 7, chapter 2, season 7, it's called Invasion. And basically it's about that a very, very, very big, like a UFO or UFO has like flown across the map and is like upstairs in the skies, and they're sending small UFOs down, roaming across the map. And if they get a top of you while playing, they will like zoom you up, like beam me up, Scotty, or whatever he said in Star Trek. But they will like beam you up, and you can also like get beamed up and kill the alien and take the ship. It just add a little fun gimmick to it. And also they have added some new space weapons and remodel some of the weapons, and you can even create your own alien in this game. You get like you unlock one of the aliens which is attacking the world. Of course, they're also gonna roam around the map, so you're gonna meet aliens like invasion groups. But you can create your own. You unlock one, and then you can like set what skin color should it have, what kind of armor should it have. So you can like create your own alien. But also even more cool is the battle pass. And this battle pass this time has, of course, first the alien, which you can like customize as you want. Then it has, well, I'm not gonna mention them all because some of them though it doesn't make sense. But it also has Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. And Illumio, are you a Rick and Morty fan?
I gotta say, I did watch it for like first three seasons, I think, or at least yeah, 2.5 seasons. I'm not sure at this point, but I do know that I'm missing like at least a season to watch and like half of another one. Um, at
Mm,
some point, I just clicked off of it, but I did quite enjoy it, like the first 2 seasons that I watched.
mm.
But yeah, just I don't know why. Some point I just some switch just flicked off, and I just didn't care too much about it. Even trying to get back into it, and it just wouldn't work. So I don't really know what happened to me, in all honesty.
Okay. Well, okay, fine. But yeah, you can play Rick Sanchez and
Yeah, I saw that. I think I saw that. It
yeah,
has the weird cell shading on the model, like they did with like their first anime
exactly.
model.
He looks exactly like a cartoon character inside a 3D game, and it's super cool how they have managed it. And his back bling is the butter holding machine, which is the only purpose of the life is holding the butter, and his hammer is actually Morty. Rick and Morty, you know Morty, where
Yeah.
he's transformed into a hammer.
Jesus Christ.
And then of course his flying like his para, you can say his flying animation is of course the you know the spaceship, he's flying around in. And I'm
It's
and
just
I'm and I'm pretty sure
yeah.
he's doing some of his voice lines and stuff like that when you play him and stuff like that.
Anything. Fortnite is just anything, and they work all of that into a storyline, and it's just my God, it's just
Yeah, it's amazing. I think already or every Avengers character have been in the game, and now I'm actually not done because we got Rick and Morty, which all the young people will probably be like, "Who the hell is this guy?" But everyone who's like probably plus 20 maybe knows who Rick and Morty is. And
I think even like some people would like some of the kids would know it. I don't think it's that. It's not like a niche thing. I think it
no,
like blew up
I,
so much that even those people would know it.
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people love the show, but I just don't think it's gonna catch maybe teenagers. I think it's a show that catches people when they get a bit older and no life struggles, and then they begin to see themselves in the show. But but
Maybe, yeah.
but back to other characters is that we are also getting Superman, and that's a character everyone knows. You can play him either with his well, actually, you can play him where he has his clothes on, like his work office clothes, and then he has an emote you can use where he takes off the clothes and goes into his uniform. I think that's how it looked like the trailer. It worked that way, and you can give him in the normal red outfit, or you can get him in the Zack Snyder black outfit. And of course, his flying animation is, I think, actually that was him, like with his hand in front of him flying. And I think his melee attacks. In the trailer, they showed him having no melee weapons, like only fist weapon. But I can see in on the website, it's like it's an ice hammer from his ice hammer ship, probably. But yeah, so, but the big titles, well, the big persons we're getting this time is Rick Sanchez and Superman. But of course, this is only the start of the battle pass. We are getting tons of more characters later on, which could be everyone from the Rick and Morty world, but it could also be everyone from the DC universe. So it's going to be interesting to see which is the next ones we get. But the other characters in the battle pass, I don't really know them. There is one they really focus on, which is called Dr. Sloan. Is that
I,
actually?
f- I think the ones like the non-secret, like special ones on the battle pass, like the main ones that come from leveling are Fortnite like originals, and like they're part of like the main story and stuff.
Yeah,
But so yeah, I don't think they're you're supposed to know them from outside or anything. That they're actually like created specifically for that season and are mixed in with the story.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think you're right that all the other characters is like from the story. And the funny thing is, I just found a picture on Reddit where one of the old seasons, the main character guy with the yellow hair, he's talking with Dr. Sloan in the phone, talking about the mission. And actually, now they have added Dr. Sloan. So, as you said, it's a fun story where they put stuff in.
I feel like the way that they tell their story. They usually have the trailer, well, the initial uh, cinematic at the start of the season, and then they have one at the end of the season.
Mm,
But a lot of their story comes from like segments in the world, like pieces of like design, level design spread around in the world during that you can just during a match you go in a specific section and see, or maybe it's like an NPC mob that you can kill to get something or whatever that also like is in the match. And I do think it's quite a nice way of storytelling. At least it's definitely not common in
mm,
my opinion. At least to this level. Of course, if you play like stuff like Red Dead Redemption or any games in that style, you would come across some areas where the level design itself of like, for example, let me think of an example. A house that was attacked by like a monster, and you see like uh, blood and stuff, or like destroyed pieces of furniture inside a house. It's where you don't actually have a story to read or an NPC to talk to or cinematic or something, but the level design of the house itself tells you a story that, like, if you're playing a game about monsters and you come across that house and something, you do know that something happened here, and you can sometimes you can follow it, like, oh, the blood trail goes in this direction, etc., etc., and you can and it ends on a corpse or something, and you can you can picture a story in your head purely through the level design,
mm,
through the scenery. And I think Fortnite takes that notion and expands it, like it makes it a massive in the amount in the comparatively, and I think it's really nice artistic way to do it.
mm. Yeah, I agree. It's probably the most living game where they just keep getting seasons and every month, or no, every third month, I always get excited for the next season just to watch the trailer, the story, and the battle pass. And I think I'm gonna boot up this season and try it out. I'm really excited for this one. Yeah, probably gonna do. Probably. Okay.
I'll see. I'll see if the fiance ends up wanting to play it. I'll probably touch it. If not, then I
Hmm.
most likely won't touch it for now. Quite busy with other games currently.
Hmm. Fair enough. Okay, I think that's the topics for tonight. Do you have any last word for everyone else before we gonna kiss goodnight?
Oh, it was quite good to finally be back again after like a little bit of an extended uh, time, and I think this week was a bit more revealing new stuff. Like I think half of the points were fully revealed, like new games that just got revealed like a few days ago. So there are not too many details about it. But hopefully next week we get something like deeper to discuss.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on the 13th June, we got the Xbox event, we got the Bethesda event, we gotta see Battlefield 2042 gameplay for the first time. We also gotta get more information about Palia. So yeah, we have just been revealing stuff today. We don't really know much about, but later on in next episodes, maybe next or next again, we're gonna have more information, especially from the Xbox event. It's gonna be fun. So yeah.
I think there's like isn't there a summer gaming fest tomorrow or something? I think there's also
Or yeah, the IGN Summerfest.
so that should be another like influx of a bunch of games.
Okay. Well, maybe next episode is gonna be even revealer episode, which is like titles we're gonna spam. well, titles that are interesting and maybe have a touch of an MMO in. But let's see. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching or listening, depending on if you're watching or listening on YouTube, Spotify, iCloud. I mean, iTunes, stuff like that. It depending on where you're listening. And if you want to see more content from me, you can always find me on youtube.com/Dvalin, DK, DVALN, DVALIN, DK. And I'm streaming and making videos on YouTube. And Alumio, are we allowed to share your Twitch on this podcast?
Oh, it's just, no, I'm not. I'm not streaming anything. Like that one time that I did like a stream for like 30 minutes is not something that will happen in the future much more.
Okay, okay. I mean, you could just get some free followers now, but
That's all right. I'm not planning to be a streamer or anything like that. It's more of a like an easier way to stream for friends.
okay, fine, fine. Well, then you can find Alumio. Sometimes in my live chats, you can find him on the Core Punk Discord server and also on my Discord server, the Dvalin's Discord server, if you want to have a chat with him or have a virtual beer. Is that fine?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. That's better.
Super. Well, thanks everyone for listening, watching, and have a good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. We'll see you next week.